The screaming echoed through the factory lunchroom. Grown adults froze in place. Someone was on the floor, gasping, clawing at their chest, and I knew instantly my stolen lunch had finally found its thief. If you've ever been disrespected, taken advantage of, or pushed to the point where you quietly thought, that's enough, then hit that like button, subscribe, and settle in, because this is one of those revenge stories that proves karma doesn't always knock. Sometimes it screams. About 3 years ago, I worked in a massive factory, the kind of place where the ceiling lights hummed constantly, forklifts beeped in the distance, and time blurred together into 12-hour shifts that drained every ounce of energy from your body. The factory didn't just hire people normally. They hired through 5 different temp agencies. 5, that meant the workforce was a revolving door. People showed up on Monday, gone by Thursday, new faces every week, sometimes every day. We didn't learn names, we learned steel-toed boots, high-vis vests, a vague sense of I think I've seen that guy before, and that anonymity. It made people bold. On my first day without lunch, I assumed it was a mistake. I opened the fridge, stared at the shelves, moved someone else's Tupperware aside. Nothing. I checked again. Slower this time, still nothing. I stood there longer than I should have, already tired, already hungry, telling myself, okay, maybe I left it at home. 12 hours later, I drove home with a pounding headache and an empty stomach. Day 2, same fridge, same hopeful glance. Gone, that's when the feeling changed. Not anger yet, something quieter, heavier, disrespect. Someone had opened that fridge, seen my food, and decided, yeah, that's mine now. Day 3, gone. Day 4, gone. By the end of the week, I'd worked 6 straight 12-hour shifts without a single lunch. Do you know what hunger does when you're already exhausted? Your hands shake, your patience evaporates. Every small sound feels like an insult. And the worst part? You start doubting everyone. The quiet guy, the friendly woman, the dude who never looks anyone in the eye. Every smile felt suspicious. On the 6th day, I stood in front of that fridge again, empty-handed, and something inside me finally snapped. Not loudly, not dramatically, just a calm, dangerous thought. All right, if you want my lunch, you can have it. I didn't want to confront anyone. Too many temps, too many unknowns. I wanted the stealing to stop. Fasted that night, I didn't go to bed. I cooked, not out of rage, but precision. I made steak fajitas, the good kind. Juicy steak, perfectly caramelized onions, warm tortillas, and then the final ingredient, a Carolina Reaper, one of the hottest peppers on earth. I wasn't trying to poison anyone. I wasn't trying to hurt anyone. I just wanted the message to be unforgettable. I minced it carefully, hands gloved, mixed it into fresh pico de gallo, tomatoes, onion, cilantro, lime. It looked beautiful, smelled incredible. I packed it neatly into a clear Tupperware container, garnished, fresh lime wedges on top, a lunch so inviting it practically begged to be stolen. The next morning, I placed it in the fridge like always, same shelf, same spot. Then I waited. I didn't hover, didn't watch. I went back to work, pretending everything was normal, but my heart beat faster every time someone headed toward the break room. About an hour later, I heard screaming, not laughing, not joking, panic. Someone yelled, call 911. I ran. The lunchroom was chaos. People crowded around the floor where someone was lying on their side, gasping, eyes wide, hands clawing at their chest. An inhaler clattered uselessly nearby. That's when I saw the empty Tupperware. My Tupperware. And suddenly, everything made sense. The Lunch Box Bandit wasn't a mystery anymore. It turned out the thief had asthma. The pepper triggered a massive attack. Paramedics arrived. Oxygen. Stretcher. As they wheeled him out, he avoided eye contact with everyone, especially me. No accusations. No shouting. Because how do you explain that you nearly died stealing someone else's lunch? You never came back to work. No report. No confrontation. And you know what? My lunches were never touched again. Not once. People suddenly respected labels. Suddenly remembered manners. The fridge became peaceful again. I didn't celebrate. I didn't brag. I just ate my lunch every day after that, slowly. And for the first time in weeks, the moment wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. But watching the stretcher roll away, knowing the mystery was solved, knowing the theft ended without me saying a single word, that was justice. Not planned chaos, just consequences. The kind that teaches lessons better than arguments ever could. I don't recommend revenge, but I do believe in boundaries, and sometimes when you keep crossing someone's line, life steps in to underline it for you. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button, drop a comment telling us, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever witnessed? And if you want more stories where karma hits hard and fast, subscribe, because there's always another lesson waiting to be learned. Fire